What's up, guys? I'm Alex.
I'm Jason. We're the Table Monkeys, and today we are going to do another match analysis suggested by a subscriber.
Yeah, Top Troll King, actually, one of our buddies, one of our training partners, and he has a YouTube channel too, so his link is going to be in the description.
So go check him out.
Yeah.
And it is a match between Tom Holland and Janis Amolins.
Yeah, the Jedi.
Yeah, the Jedi. And
this match is good because stylistically they're very opposites. Tom is all about coming deep inside and relying on a lot of side pressure and a lot of down pressure. And Janis all about that low hand top roll, just trying to roll your wrist and do it very explosively too. So
yeah, and it's a WAL match. We're not going to tell you guys what happens, even though most of you probably already know what happens. We'll keep it as if it's a secret and go through it because it is an interesting match all the way through, no matter what. So round one, here we go.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
Okay, round one, here we go. Outside the straps, both of them have their legs hooked around the table. So that indicates that they're going to be going sideways, at least both of them. They're both going high in the setup. And there we go. So, Janis definitely gains dominance in the hand control.
Yeah, you can just see in his face here, he looks like he feels completely in control. He's got his wrist up into Tom's fingers. Looks like he's got his cup established pretty well around Tom's hand. Tom probably can't roll out. And yeah, drag him all the way to the back of his pad. So
yeah, just gonna sit there, be patient for a second.
Yeah, and
look at him and tell him that he's got beat.
And Tom, he's I guess we're gonna call that like defensive H2, right? Like he looks like he's still trying to hold him in or drag him in a little bit, and but he's got his elbow committed, so it's a bit of a combination H2, right? Yeah, and
but just not able to establish enough cup, and the pressure through his fingers is going to be too much.
Yeah. So here, as we continue, Janis little hit to the side there. Again, just kind of, it looks like he's just being patient. I wouldn't say that he's trying to burn Tom out. Tom's giving a couple shots, trying to see what it feels like. And Janis, again, his patience there, if we just watch again, every time Tom hits, Janis makes up a little bit of ground.
Like gains more cup.
Yeah, he holds off the hit, and then he gains either a little bit of position on the table or hand position, like Alex said, more cup or deeper into his fingers.
Yeah, and once he has enough,
and a little more,
he just starts to slowly drive to the side and down with full cup at this point, and it's too much for Tom to handle, and that's a pin. One.
So basically T3 the whole time, and then finishing it with more side pressure and cup. So a little bit like T2-ish, like a little bit of a side sweep coming at the end, and you'll definitely see that here in the replay. Like so that was where he kind of gained position after one of Tom's hits, and then right here, or I guess that might have been
another one of his,
one of his hits there, and then he gains some position, and then when he goes for the pin here, you'll really see that he pushes to the side and around with his hand. Yeah. More than he's trying to like pull back more or apply back pressure, right? He's just applying straight side pressure. All right, so on to round two. So round two, we're not going to show all the slips and everything, but there is a bit of an interesting beginning to the round here because there's a little false start. So I'll just kind of describe what happens in that false start quickly. So yeah, Bart's just setting him up. Yeah. And then you're gonna see Janis really cups Tom's hand in, and then Tom fires back as a way to like kind of defend himself.
Yeah, like a little T1 hit. Yeah. It doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah. And Janis was clearly like he didn't like move to the side or come off center. He just bent his wrist in.
Yeah, I think he felt very dominant outside the strap with his hand control.
Yeah, so he was just trying to get there again, and maybe a little bit too early. And we'll just watch it again so you can see exactly what we mean. Yeah, cups him in, and then Tom hits back, and he's trying to blame him. And Bart's like, I don't really think so. He carved in, so foul to Janis, and they're going to end up in the strap because it's just the
one false start is enough to get Bart to get the straps out, and they're both okay with that. Theoretically,
here we go. Okay. All right. So now in the straps, I'm going to start off, and boom.
So Tom dives in for that H3. He's able to establish his cup a lot easier in the strap. Yeah. And Janis isn't able to use his explosiveness as well either. Yeah. So they end up in a hook. And you can see Janis trying to hold with pronation there. Yeah. but he's going to have to come a little closer.
And he's already got his elbow all the way in the back of the pad, so he's he did try to drag him back, and probably had tried to, like you said, establish the pronation, but it just looks like Tom was able to actually get on top of his hand and turn in, and then apply that pressure to the side. So let's see how Janis, if he can get out of this situation. So now Tom's really feeling in control. He's yelling. He feels really good. And then there's a bunch of back and forths here. So Janis gives a hit. Tom's like, no, it's not going anywhere. And I feel like Tom here is trying to burn him out, right?
Mm-hmm. I think he's overconfident.
Yeah, he's getting a little bit overconfident here, getting with the no, and then Janis pulls back there into his fingers a bit, so you can see him change his angle a little bit here. So you see him again, he had just hit to the side, and now he's pulling back into his fingers.
Yeah, he's trying to rotate through his wrist, using that T3 to gain some pressure.
It's not going to work, so now he's going up. But then he just did it there, so he goes up and then down a bit. So he's changing the pressures a bit, trying to create a little bit of separation between Tom and his shoulder, like between his hand and his shoulder.
And he keeps regripping to try and gain a little bit more height.
Yeah.
Right there, he drives to the side, and he's able to come back and get his shoulder behind his hand, and then finish with the press.
Yeah. So basically, being the Jedi that he is the whole time, all these little movements where Tom's like pretending like he's holding him off, he knows that he's making up this tiny little bit of ground on getting his hand away from his shoulder, right?
Yeah.
And eventually, one drive gets it far enough away, and then gets his shoulder behind it, and too much.
I think the problem there was that Tom didn't try to adjust or improve his position at all.
Exactly.
He got in a good spot that he felt comfortable, and he just tried to absorb all of Janis's techniques and pressures, and ended up getting his own hand outside of his shoulder. And once it's there, it's a lot easier.
So we're saying that he's in H3, right? Like H3, he's in a hook drive, so he's driving to the side with his hook. He wants to contain you in, get his wrist on your wrist, and prevent you from rolling out and everything. And then Janis pretty much the entire time is in a T3, right? It's just that he's adjusting which fundamentals he's attacking from that T3 position.
It's either chop on your wrist or it's pronation through his wrist.
Yeah, and the chop on your wrist, he's attacking, like that's when he's applying side pressure, and when he goes with his wrist onto your fingers is when he's applying like posting up pressure.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
So it's always a combination.
Yeah, he's changing between going up and into your fingers to going to the side and onto your wrist.
Yeah.
Right. And by combining, going a little bit this way, a little bit that way, he just slowly brings Tom a little bit outside until Tom probably at this point here is realizing he's a little too far away, so he goes for that big hit again, and right after that big hit, Janis is able to give him a hit and then get his shoulder behind, and it's beautiful arm wrestling.
Yeah, that's why they call him the Jedi.
Big hit there, and then Janis is like, oh, see, you're done, boom, let me get behind that, goodbye. And then just kind of lays on it a bit, goes, that's a pin, right? We just want to make sure that's definitely a pin. Yeah. And then looks over. Such a Jedi. As we said, this is it's an interesting match all the way through because it's still pure adjustments. Like Tom was able to bury him into that hook, so he knows he can maybe do it again. So let's see what's going to happen in round 3. I think round 3 they just end up right in the strap. So we're just going to get right to the strap.
Yeah, this is a nothing.
Yeah, here we go. Let me just jump right in. Boom, should be right around here. All right, so we're in the strap. We're about to go round 3.
And it's going to start kind of similar.
Yeah, but Tom really dives in on this one, right?
He definitely tries to get more shoulder. Tries to come in for that P1. You can see him really carving with his fingers there. Bart's not letting him.
And when he's holding off his shoulder, like kind of holding off his lead shoulder, like the shoulder he's pulling with, because he's going to just drop it in hard, right? So...
And here we go.
So hits into P1. And
not able to establish, again, as much cup as he would like.
Yeah.
Janis got that full cup, dragged Tom all the way to the back of his pad.
He's so explosive, right, Janis, that he's able to get to his position and you know, if Tom was able to get his wrist up higher and more wrist on wrist action with Janis might be in a bad position. But right now, again, his Janis's wrist is right up in Tom's fingers, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what he wants.
Right in that pinky finger where he's going to roll through.
Yeah. If Tom maybe got himself closer, his elbow closer to his body here, and dumped his wrist to commit his shoulder more, to flop under Janis's top roll. That might be the right answer here.
But again, if it doesn't work, then
yeah,
he's
and if
stuck
it's
in
too
that flop.
slow, Janis is just going to pull you right out of it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So that would be a desperation.
Teach me about how to do desperation move.
There's a desperation move there to jump into a flop. All right, so just to establish the positions quick, because we got the hills going on.
Yeah.
We've got P1 for Tom, and Janis, as always, is in a T3, and then he varies the fundamentals that he focuses on from that T3 position to defend what you're attacking him with.
Exactly.
Pretty much.
So they're in that position, they're holding, and it's right there. Tom drives hard to the side.
Yeah.
It's all elbow. He doesn't have. He's just driving straight to the side, and he's able to get more cut from that drive.
Yeah. Janis definitely has to defend it and make sure to add pressure back.
Tom is definitely in a dangerous position here, using just brutal side pressure, and you can see Janis trying to
Very
roll
close
through.
to a pin there as he went to a
Definitely
readjust.
questionable.
Yeah.
But you can see Janis using that post and pry with his rotation
It's the
through
same.
his wrist.
He's doing the same combination as he was doing in the round before. He's either attacking to the side into Tom's wrist, or he's attacking up into Tom's fingers.
Yeah.
And then just combining back and forth between those two pressures.
Every time he
Getting
does one
better
of those
position.
pressures, he's moving his elbow
Yep.
a little bit further, until he's in that perfect spot to go for the pin.
Yeah. Alright, let's continue here. Tom again. Every time Tom does one of those big hits, I feel like it's when he knows he's getting a little bit too far outside of what he wants, and he's just trying to establish some,
But every time he does that, Janis gets
is
better
ready
position.
for it, and he gets better position. Exactly. Slow and steady wins the race, and that's almost the same thing. He pulls him out to the side, gets behind it, makes sure to press it for the finish, and Janis is the winner. But again, each round very interesting. A lot of adjustments being made. Tom adjusts each round, right?
Yep.
Each round he does something different, but they kind of end up in a similar spot, and Janis is able to work his way around.
He definitely had more chances in the strap, and he learned that from round 1. Definitely needed to go in the straps in round 2 and 3, and got really close. But the
Janis walks
Jedi,
away with the money.
he's a world champion for a good reason, and that's because he's very versatile and very technical.
There he is. Shoulder press one more time. All right.
Yep. So yeah, awesome match. Please let us know what you think. If you have any other, if you thought he did something different, please let us know in the comments.
Yeah, tell us again what you think of these breakdowns. People seem to like them so far, so give us other suggestions of matches you want to see. We were thinking of doing some breakdowns too, talking about matches coming up, so let us know if you'd like us to do that, and analyzing matches that are coming up, because there seem to be some matches coming up. So
Facebook is going crazy.
I know, Gasparini calling people out. I don't know what's going on. We don't, is it all just for hype, or is it?
I mean, it's working.
Whatever it is, it's working, and we want to see the matches either way, so they all seem exciting. But definitely going with our boy Matt Mask on that one.
Oh, yeah. Canadians represent.
Yeah, Canada all the way. All right, like the video if you like the video.
Feedback, comments,
all those things. Hit that bell button.
subscribe,
and monkeys out.
peace.